Welcome back to RamblingWreck.com. Pleased to be joined by Redshirt Jr.
Redshirt Jr.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
Done quick.
Tevin Washington with us. I'm looking at these numbers. Are you looking at these numbers?
No, sir. I'm not trying to look at them, to be honest.
Did you think in 2 games that there'd be all this offense based on what you guys had done the offseason and in camp?
Based on like the last 3 years since I've been here, I know as far as execution-wise, I know what we were capable of doing, so it wasn't really a surprise. I mean, as far as us going out there executing, that was a different story.
Let me ask you, last year when Josh got hurt at Virginia Tech, you had to play the last series of the first half and the second half and then the ensuing rest of the season. What was the most valuable piece of information you learned then?
Most valuable piece of information probably was to pick up from one game and go on to the next game. As far as like, you can't hold on to one game mistakes and one game plays. You got to go on here and go to the next game and play the next game.
So it's almost like you have to compartmentalize, don't you?
Yes, sir.
You got to let it go, move on to next week, say, okay, I didn't play great, or if I did play good, doesn't matter next week, right?
It don't matter. Got to go week to week.
And then in the offseason, what did you do? How did you learn from those games getting ready for this season?
In the offseason, just tried to minimize my mistakes and learn from my mistakes from the past season, and basically just try to go take everything, slow everything down for myself and do everything one thing at a time.
What's the one thing that's clicked this year that surprised you the most?
I think continuity as a whole, as an offense. I think a lot of guys want to play together, as far as just want to be together and want to do good for the next person beside you.
The competition at all sorts of positions, but in particular, quarterback, A-back, B-back, even to a degree on the offensive line. Wide receiver, there was some competition in camp. There's some value to that. What did it bring this team together while guys are competing to play? Did it bring the team together?
I think so. I think it allows you to measure yourself, and not only yourself, but as a team, you get to see where everybody's at. And as a competitor, and as you go out there competing against your own teammates, everybody gets to see where, and just get to see where everybody's at, and you get to put stock into that if you want to, or you just go out there each day and try to be the best.
Let's go back to the first play last Saturday night. I know you repped it during the week.
Yes, sir.
Did you think it was going to be the first play of the game?
Yes, sir. We actually, Coach Johnson told us the night before it's going to be the first play of the game. So that day in the hotel, I mean, I played it through my head 3-4 times, and I was just telling myself that if he was open, don't miss, because you might not get another chance to hit a wide open receiver down the sideline like that.
Now you knew. Did Tony know as much as you knew? I mean, did Tony know it was going to be the first play too?
Oh yes, sir. He told the whole offense that it was going to be the first play of the game. So everybody on the offense, they knew what the first play of the game was going to be.
And that's a little unusual, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
But so it almost put confidence in you, didn't it?
Yes, sir. Because you just know, you already know what the first play is going to be. You locked in, and you just waiting to see how the defense is going to line up. As far as everything else, is just execute.
I gave you a hard time a couple of years ago when you scored your first touchdown.
Yes, sir.
You got in the end zone, you didn't know what to do with it, did you?
I didn't. Just try to act like I've been there before. That's about it.
But you play the game in kind of a calm manner.
Yes,
You're
sir.
never too high or too low, are you?
No, sir. I mean,
Is that the way you've always been?
That's the way I always been. I always been taught coming up, no matter how good things are going, how bad things are going, just to try to approach everything the same, week in, week out. That's with everything in life. Just try to keep the same mannerism, because you're gonna have highs and lows. But at the end of the day, it's basically about how you pick up and move on.
It's almost like you're cool, you know that, right? Like nothing floors you or anything.
I try not to let too much rattle me, because I mean, I know if you let something get to you, then that's basically just saying, I mean, you let something beat you. I don't really want to let them beat me.
You still on the sideline last year in Kansas and watched that game.
Yes, sir.
What do you remember about it?
Really, I just remember I felt like as a team, I felt like we let each other down. From teammate to teammate, I think everybody was let down to go out there and lose the second game of the season, coming off the ACC championship. So it's really just like a letdown feeling for us, and it's really a motivation for this week, for us to go out this week and play Kansas. I mean, it's just motivation for us to go out there and play like our backs against the wall and to keep in mind what happened last season.
Is it almost like that game is the antithesis of what this team wants to be?
Maybe I'd probably say it's like the totally opposite, I think, that game from last year. Because the whole offseason, we look back and we say, well, that's where it all started. That was in week 2 against Kansas. It all started from there. So we're going to kind of treat that from last season as a cancer and don't really want none of that around here this year.
You're having fun, aren't you?
Oh, yes, sir.
Is this a fun team to be with?
Yes, sir, because if you come out to practice, you can see guys out there trying to get better each day. Nobody's trying to just be out there at practice. They're trying to get something out of every day.
Keep it up.
All right.
That's Tevin Washington. This is RamblingWreck.com.